enough is enough. But I want to stress the fact that there will never be enough fighting. There will never be enough change. We have to always continue to fight and know that change is always going to be necessary. Because just in the moments that we become comfortable, that's when this shit just creeps right back in and reminds us that this is always going on, and not necessarily just the ones that's publicized. It's just always happening.
That was the voice of a young man. Had to be that Tracy that was introduced us to a good friend, Alex Rifkin, Steve Rifkin's son, and they told me about this kid. So I started, okay, let me do my research and see what he about, because everybody, they like to set up the person like they're the greatest thing since cornbread. And so I had to do my own history and found out that I really like this young man. And for that reason, when you hear this Instagram clip we pulled about the necessity to continue fighting for change, it's that mind state, that mindset that he has that really intrigued me to find out more about his music. And then I started watching his docuseries that he has on YouTube and got to know him all the more better. He's gone through a lot to get to where he is, but he's here for the first time on the show to talk about his new EP, Mind Over Matters. Is out right now. Give it up for the one and only Kateel, ladies and gentlemen. Yo!
Kateel, what up?
What's going on, y'all? I appreciate y'all so much for having me.
Oh,
we
man.
appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and get to know you.
Yep. Absolutely. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man. When I was watching, if citizens, everybody tuned in, especially those who are aspiring to get into journalism, or if you're already a journalist, call up and talk to this young man, 888-742-3345, and ask him questions. Are you from Seattle, or where were you brought up?
Born and raised in Seattle, North Seattle. Yep.
In North Seattle.
Yeah.
What is it? What's going on? What is it like in Seattle? What was it like when you were growing up, and how is it now in Seattle?
Yeah, it's funny. So, there's all different social dynamics in Seattle. I grew up in the North End. I don't know. It's interesting growing up as a black kid in the North End because I've experienced my fair share of, I feel like, outcast or feeling like an outcast. Because the black community in Seattle is primarily as you go south. But it's interesting. I feel like, we're sort of a rarity in terms of how people think of us in the North End, and that comes with its own interesting experiences. And I come from, a rich black history on my dad's side. So, I feel like he's taught me a lot. I've really come into myself as I've got older, and I want to be able to put the black youth of North Seattle on the map, but Seattle in general. But, yeah, I would say, I have a unique experience and, a lot to say, but I could go forever. So that's just a little glimpse into what that's like. But yeah.
No, that's kind of why I asked you.
Yeah.
That unique experience I wanted to hear about. You mentioned that your father has a rich history. What is that history?
So he's actually from Chicago and Atlanta. So he moved to Atlanta when he was like 13. He grew up around Goody Mob and CeeLo and Lil Jon. And so he tells me about that stuff all the time. He grew up with Chili from TLC. Like, he still be talking to her to this day. He been in rooms with a lot of really amazing artists. Dwele, met with D'Angelo a few times. So he's a real student of the game. He puts me on the music history and game, and I'm way behind him, but I'm always trying to learn and catch up. So yeah,
it's interesting, HB and Tracy. But HB, I was watching this clip of Kateel. You were in the studio. Man, I'm trying to remember the lyric, and you were working on a song. And that's why I asked you about your background, because I know you got a really interesting past. You even had bouts with homelessness, right?
Yes.
So, and I want to come back to that, but in it, one of the lyrics you were changing around, and you had your friend come up in the studio, and I can't remember the lyrics. I'm gonna paraphrase it, but it was something I struck out when you said the lyric was, how can he be a rapper? He ain't street.
Right.
Yeah,
Yo, and shout
say
out
that
to
lyric.
E Swift. I was with E Swift from the Alcoholics. So shout out to him.
Mm-hmm. That was E Swift who did the line?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that was
Whitney,
it.
yep.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that was E Swift. That's my brother, man.
Wow.
Shout out to E Swift.
Oh,
Wow, the
wow.
alcohol. Yeah, that's my family. Wow, E Swift,
I was
incredible
actually,
producer. Go ahead.
I was just with him the past few days in Vegas. I just got back and we made some more classics. So yeah, again, shout out to E Swift.
No, E Swift is the alcoholics still have to have their story told properly. If you ask me, how did the line go? You said
Yeah, so
that.
I came in and I said, what did I say? I know the line went, how can he be a rapper, man? He don't know no street shit. Well, at least it's some heat. He ain't spitting no weak shit. And sometimes I like to address those things. I have a song, Don't Be a Hero, that I performed at the 25th Loud Anniversary. And basically in that song, I'm just going in on myself in the first verse and thinking of everything I could say that haters would say about me. And I don't know, I feel like getting on top of things like that and being able to rap about it with confidence just shows people I'm ready for their comments and that I'm stepping into the game with confidence. So, yeah.
I felt, and that's the part I thought was interesting because I think that's the kind of, conflict or anxiety people had when Loud Records first started. You know what I mean? When Loud Records first started 25 years ago, that duality was an issue. Man, how you going to be a rapper if you're not a street, if you're not from the streets? I didn't know that people, you still have to deal with that as an artist, right? And it's almost like we're monolithic, like we don't have any spaces in between. We're either street or we're not, but we're many dimensions, we're many shades. How would you describe you? Because when I listen to this EP, I don't hear just one thing. I hear you coming from a whole slew of approaches in how you rap and how you perform and how you produce your music.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm authentically Kateel, so everything that's made me who I am is what I try to touch on in my music. And, I think one of the driving forces that's got me through adversity in life has just been positive thinking and optimism and perseverance and hard work. I'm a basketball player always at heart, and my basketball coaches and my basketball experiences, I feel like, really conditioned me to weather the storm and to put my mind to something and achieve it. So, I feel like that's really the essence of where a lot of my music lies. And I take it to different places because I'm a dynamic human being. I feel different things at different times, and there's stuff that I make that nobody may hear, and me being experimental, me trying to be vulnerable and go into different realms. But I definitely just try to be authentic. I think it's a lot of young rappers especially that, they see a certain thing that might touch numbers or something that looks entertaining or somebody that in one way or another they look up to, and they want to emulate that lifestyle, but they don't really know what that's like or comes with it. And I'm not going to lie, I've dealt with my fair share of that, but the more and more I go through this journey, I want to be authentic and, deliver a positive message if I can, too.
This is what I'm going to do. Kateel is here. I'm going to play one of your songs. And I want everybody tuned in. His new EP is Mind Over Matters. And then we'll open up the phone lines and then also let HB and Tracy jump in. Mindset is the first song on the EP. I thought on the way you sequenced your songs that it was great that you put this song first after hearing all of them because it kind of sets the tone. And I felt like through your YouTube series and this song, I said, okay, I got a grasp of who this kid is. I'm going to play this song, citizens, and open up the phone lines. Let them know what you think. It's 888-742-3345. This is Kateel, and you spell it Kateel. Follow him on social. This is Mindset on Sway in the Morning. Morning, Shade 45. Round of applause. First time being played on Shade 45. Give it up for Kateel, yo!
Love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, what is it like to hear your song on the radio, bro? What is that like for you? What's going on in your mind when you hear?
I'm just smiling and just thinking back to all of the times, like, back in high school, I used to have a little studio set up in my basement that I put together, and I would just watch freestyle videos on Sway in the Morning all the time to get inspired and be writing to them. So, it's just it's a surreal moment for me. You got to always celebrate wins like this. So I'm celebrating in my mind.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're celebrating with you, man. You doing it, kid. You living the dream. Kateel is
Yeah.
here, and I'm getting chills for you, man. Tracy, you want to jump in? HB? I
Yeah,
want to
I'm
jump in.
sharing. I'm sharing with the chills. Kateel, congratulations, bruh. Especially to be this self-aware at a young age. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful to see. I have a feeling, and I feel like citizens who are getting to know you right now, simply from that one song, can feel like comfortable with you being a leader in the game. And unfortunately, due to this pandemic, we can't see you, but I know you have a major, major love for tattoos, that you are
Oh
inked
yeah.
up in every corner. And it makes me think of someone with Travis Barker from Blink 182, but even outside of that, big time legendary drummer. And an interview he did long time ago, he said that he got all his tattoos to further commit himself to becoming big in the music industry because he knew this was going to be the only job that would accept
Right.
it. I wonder if that has anything to do with your affinity for tats.
It definitely does. Like, I remember I got my first tattoo when I was 18, and it was like the end of high school, my senior year, and I was like, I committed to this project that I made, and I produced like 12 of the songs on it. It was my first EP. I was calling it an album at the time. It's called Innocence is Ignorance, and I created this little symbol for it that's I. And then I just decided, like, I was going to fall in love with this concept and just go all the way, and I went and got it tatted, and that was, like, for me, it was like, because it's more than just branding. Like, it's like, this is going to mean something to me because I put, meaning into my music. So, that's the foundation for the rest of my tattoos. And then I got Indigo Child on my other arm. My dad is an artist, and he's a soul artist. His name's Gerard Indigo is his stage name. So I did that really to pay homage to him, and I started finding out that there's, like, deeper meaning into what being an indigo child is. That really tripped me out because I started learning about that after I got the tattoo. And then also, I got the Space Needle in the middle of that indigo child, which is a landmark in Seattle. And then I got Rain around it, which was super dope that they were able to do that. Like, I was a little bit nervous. I'm like, who's going to be able to put realistic raindrops on my arm? And somebody was able to do that. So, yeah, I definitely love my tattoos, and I think everybody's, relationship with that is different, but I definitely am a supporter for self-expression in that way.
Yes.
Sound like he like pain to me, HB. All them tattoos, man. Bill, you want to jump in?
Kateel, what's up? Now, this is kind of a music-related question, but kind of not. My nephews are young, 17, 18, they're teenagers. Obviously, they're into music. And they're always talking to me about the social media aspect as well of this game. And I was looking at your IG, and I'm like, damn, how savvy are you on social media? If you don't mind sharing some of it, because I see that you're verified at 6,000 followers, and I remember, like, my nephew telling me, I'm like, yo, that's not enough. You got to keep going and going and going. Are you just, like, spending a lot of time on social media, just making sure you got the right post up, or you doing this and you doing that? Because people can say what they want, like, oh, social media doesn't matter and all of that, but a lot of people flock to social media pages, and I'm watching you, I'm looking at yours, and it's dope, and I'm like, damn, this dude is verified, only 72 posts up. You ain't trying to do too much, but every single post is mad powerful. Could you talk to some of the artists about that, or people trying to expand their social media?
Yeah, well, and I think, my approach to it is definitely different because it's some people who just have a natural knack for gaining attention. I don't do any of this for attention. I do this for an impact. So that's, like you said, I try to make each of my posts have an impact. I mean, sometimes I might just post a little pic if I got a fit on, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good look.
I see you.
You know what I'm saying? It's a good look.
Dripping.
Yeah, but nah. I think it's also, it's my online resume. So an artist has to understand that, like, nowadays, especially in the era we in, which is COVID stuff, like, this is this is the way people can discover you and find out. Like Sway said, like he was able to look at my YouTube, and that's different from the socials and stuff because YouTube's been around. But even socials, like that's where you post up content. So if people want to, a lot of people is on social media now, so they really want to find out more about you. That's where they go. So I've just wanted to, and I've been working with creative directors since I feel like I've really got it right because I've been using social media forever, but getting a real grasp on what I want my image to be, that's been it's been a challenge I've embraced and enjoyed, and I feel like I'm having more confidence in myself and my posts. So definitely, and it shows growth. You could look from the bottom and see where I'm at now, and you see up, see growth. So.
Speaking of image, Kateel, can you speak about, I know in your bio, and obviously just from looking at you too, being a biracial human leading to a biracial artist, and we've heard, like Drake singing about both sides, right? J. Cole from Logic. Talk about if you've had to deal with challenges just with being a man, but then also just how that translates into your music.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, my dad's black, my mom's white, and I was actually, raised around a lot of white people, and I feel like for, most of my younger years, I never recognized the difference. I never, how there's some people who's just like, oh, I don't see color and stuff. Like, I grew up in a hippie family and stuff, and like, I don't think, I ever really thought about racial tension until I started getting into high school, and then I started talking to certain people, and they started waking me up, and they're like, yo, dude, like, when you get into the world, like, people's going to see you as black, like, regardless. And, it's interesting because I never, like, I've always embraced being black. It's just, like, it never hit home for me until I started becoming a young black man and seeing, like, certain differences in how I'd be treated and other people around me, and how there would be certain passive-aggressive things said to me by, like, kids I thought was my friends, like white kids, you know what I'm saying? And just, It would just show people's envy and jealousy and stuff. And so it's interesting, I feel like I identify more with, just being a black man in America now. But that biracial aspect definitely makes a lot of differences in my life. And I'll say that's more so just internal battles that a lot of biracial kids could probably relate to. I've talked to several recently. But I'm grateful for the fact that, I can push that conversation forward, being that, like, that's how I came into the world. Like, I want to push that conversation forward. And really, if we really want to get to the root of everything, like, yeah, it's important to have pride of your culture and where you come from. But if we want to get to the root of everything, like, this whole race thing to me is ridiculous. Like, we are who we are as individuals. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have the core values we have, you know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be no, like, differences in the way we treat each other because of the color of our skin. So, I could go deep with that because there's just so many layers. But it definitely has its own interesting dynamic being biracial for sure.
Man, this is Kateel. Follow him at Kateel. I'm really enjoying your conversation. It's very well thought out, and I think it's when you have a lot of different experiences, you have a lot of different things to say. And so I'm enjoying this. And Heather pointed out you have 6,000 followers now. I can't wait till next year to see how much those followers have grown. You know what I mean? And to say, hey, man, dude, we knew you when you only had 6,000 followers, right?
He verified, though, at 6 Gs. He verified, though, talking.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you get verified?
That's what I was asking.
Shout out Asylum. The Asylum team helped us. I was like, I found out that there was, like, a number of, like, college athletes who were verified, and I was just sending screenshots of those people because I'm like, if they got, like, 3,000, some of them had, like, 3,000. I'm like, if they got verified, man, like, I'm signed to Atlantic Records. Like, I gotta, like, figure out how to get verified. Like, clearly there's a way.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. When you get verified, do you, like, if you walk in the deli, do you get a free sub or something? Like, what is verifying do? You know what I mean? Like,
you verified you this way?
Yeah, man, that shit ain't done nothing for me. Kateel, I haven't, I don't get bottle service, none of that.
No, it's funny. I mean, a lot of people think that, you know, you like enter a new realm, a new dimension of life, like when you get verified or something like that, especially a lot of young people. And I used to feel like that, like, oh, the moment I get verified, I've made it. But no, I mean, it's definitely an accomplishment because, you know, you have to have a certain amount of like articles out, and so in a way, yeah, it kind of validates what I'm doing, but at the same time, I don't put too much value in it. I think as long as I'm just doing my career correctly and being authentic, then whether I'm verified or not, it don't really matter.
Okay, there you go, my man, Kateel. Kenny is on the line from Birmingham. What up, Kenny? How you doing? Say what up to Ken, y'all.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? No, bro, shout out to all of y'all, man. This is my first time, like, calling in, and this is crazy, mind-blowing. Heather, Sway, big fans of y'all. That's all I want to say. I'm not going to be here too long. But Kateel, yo, the shit was dope. The joint was dope. Keep it going, bro. I guess I just followed you on Instagram. You know, I'm heading to work right now, so just keep it going, bro. That was a good message. It's different from what we usually hear on the radio, so please keep that content going. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I appreciate that big time.
So you just got a new...
That's it. Shout out to y'all. I'm gone.
Thank you, bro.
Have a great
You're a citizen, Kenny. You're a citizen, baby.
Kenny, Sway in the morning.
All right. Hey, so you got one new supporter. Let's see if we can get you another one. Jake in all right. Jake in Baltimore. What up,
What's
Jake?
Up, Jake?
It's Jake.
Hey, Jake.
Jake.
There?
You there? Go ahead, Jake.
All right, sorry. I didn't actually think I'd get on here. Sorry about that.
Man, say hello to Kateel.
I'm Jake. My friends call me Gibby. Also got my first tat at 18 up at college. It says Gibby on my forearm. Totally a fucking millennial thing. But I literally didn't hear the song. I just tuned in after, like, right as the conversation started. But, like, it was so good. I wanted to listen to it anyway. Like, Kateel, you're on your shit, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead,
man. It is, man. Hey, Jake, and get the EP. The EP is out now, man. So definitely get the EP. It's a great body of work.
Mind over matter.
Yeah,
Mind over matter.
I just googled mindset Kateel, and it literally just posted up on YouTube Music 2020. So that's fresh.
Yeah, there it is, Jake. You're a super citizen, bro.
Let's Sway in the morning.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. You're welcome.
Much love,
so you got the lines lit up, man. How are you with your fans, bro? Are you personable, or you don't get tired of this, right?
No, I don't. I really love people who, you know, show love and respect. I don't think I ever get tired. It's funny. I'm a huge supporter of J. Cole, and anytime I've ever seen him address somebody, whether it be on video or, you know, stories that I've heard, it sounds like he, you know, values everybody. And I think there's just a lot of, you know, because you obviously gonna go home, you know, chill, and that's your time to chill. But it's like understanding that, you know, it's always important to show love and respect to the people showing love and respect to you.
Absolutely. Man, that's just the laws of the universe, bro. We got Amy on the line from Phoenix. What up, Amy?
What's up, Amy?
Hi, Amy.
Hey, how's it going? I'm good. I'm nervous. This is crazy. I've never actually been on the radio. I just wanted to tell
me neither.
you,
Me neither, Amy.
I'm just like, I have goosebumps right now listening to you. I'm a single white mom, actually. You know, and I your message just really hit me hard. I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you for where you've become and, you know, where you are now. I know what it's like just, you know, getting through the struggles. And I'm also from Washington State, so I just wanted to, you know, shout out for that. And just let you know that, like I said, I'm proud of you. And it was really good listening to you, so thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Wow.
Wow. Yo, you guys,
And,
Amy, you can say this, Amy. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm going to let you finish.
No, you're fine.
This is your first radio interview, Kateel?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, Amy, when this dude becomes Grammy nominated, you could say my first time ever on the radio was his first time ever on the radio.
This guy. I know, that's crazy. And like I said, I have goosebumps, and I'm just like so like nervous right now because I've never been on the radio either. And it's weird just like having this experience because I actually am working from home, and I've been working from home for several months now, and I just started a brand new job today, and I just happened to be in the car listening to the radio to you. So kudos to you.
That's beautiful. There it is.
Hey, yo, if you need some music to work to, check out the EP, Mind Over Matters. You know, it's got a great motivating message, and it'll get you hyped.
I'm absolutely going to start listening to some of your songs and check them out, because just by you talking, I already have a feeling that I'm going to like everything I hear. So.
For sure.
You know what? Man, Amy, thank you. You're a citizen. You're a citizen.
That's why in the morning.
Man, I think I'm going to play one more song with you, bro. And
hell
the
yeah,
lines,
that's love, boy.
Let's do that, because the lines are lit up, and it's people from your conversation that are commenting. So I'm gonna play this song. We're gonna come back with these callers. But you got a song that's very uplifting to me. I when I listened to it, I saw it as a motivational song. It's like a don't ever stop believing or chasing your dreams, called High Note. And in the song High Note, you mentioned that you kind of allude to always wanting to be in the business, and now that you're here, also seeing how fake it is.
Oh yeah.
It's one of your lyrics. You don't have to say names, but can you give me an example of what's happened to you that made you think that this business can be fake? What was something was done?
I remember that if I could get a response from somebody verified, I felt like it would take my career to the next level. And it was a time where I actually got scammed out of $200 trying to get a feature from somebody that honestly I shouldn't have been trying to get a feature from. I was way doper than them. But I just, thought that was the way to get on. And that's the facade that I think the music industry has been selling for a while, is like the social media facade that, if you can get verified, if you got a certain amount of followers, if you got a certain image, that you don't want really doing it. Meanwhile, there's somebody over here with 300 followers who's more talented than everybody in the game, who, you know what I'm saying, is like going to be in it for the long haul. And a lot of people like that going to die out shortly because they're attracting the wrong energy. So, I feel like it's not the whole industry, because you meet good people along the way. But a lot of the industry do be on some surface level shit, or it be on some shallow stuff. So, you just got to have to weed out the real from the fake. And that's what I feel like I'm blessed to have come across so many amazing people despite that.
Yes. Kateel is on the line with us right now, 888-742-3345. This is Higher Note. You want to talk to him, give us a call. Sway in the morning. Sway in the morning. Shade 405. High Note. Round of applause for Kateel. Round of applause, man. I'm showing you a lot of love this one. Yeah, bro. I want you to win.
Yeah, thank you.
Want you to win. Absolutely. And stay on this course. It's going, we love this messaging, and we're not asking you to be perfect. We're just asking you to continue to be yourself, because you're affecting people in a conversation.
Yep.
That's the power of what we do, Kateel. You're affecting people in the conversation. They don't even have a visual on you, and they just hear the sound of your voice, and people are calling, being motivated by what you're saying. I'm saying this to you now because this is something we had to learn coming into business, even as an MC, being behind the mic and then being a broadcaster, how much power is in these positions we are in, and how we can influence and impact people in a positive way. Not saying you got to be perfect every day, but the way you could utilize your platform to help others grow and expand and build and evolve, that's the magic right there. You got a song called Magic, where you talk about all the things, and in that song you're talking about all the things that you're able to make happen, whether you manifest something in your mind and it manifests. That's magic. That's the intangible, right? Is that what that meant? And so
absolutely. Magic. I would shout out to Corbett, my bro Corbett, super dope producer. I linked up with him in Cincinnati, basically, and made different problems in Magic the first time we ever linked up. And Magic, I just was trying to stay stay true to what my message is right now, which I just believe is the power of manifestation, because that's what's got me here. And then also just create a fun song that's easy to listen to, because then it's like, one, it sounds like the beat sounds so modern, but also, I don't know, just vibey, and the flows are dope and recognizable, but then, like, I'm talking about something different, and I feel like it's a way to sort of seep a positive message into people's subconscious and still give them music they familiar with. So, yeah.
Yeah. I like it, man. Kateel is here. I'm going to take one more call. We got Brian on the line from Florida. Grand Risings, Brian. What say
up,
you?
Nice edit,
Good morning, Sway. Good morning, y'all. First, I want to give a shout-out to Sway. You know, I've been rocking with you for years, man. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame nod. But
thank you,
B. Still, I want to thank you for what you're doing, man. I'm a white guy with biracial children. You know, I got a strong black queen. We've been having those tough discussions with our kids about not be things they can't do because of the color of their skin. And I think you're awesome, man. Your message is dope, and keep pushing on.
Man, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, and good luck to your family. You know what I'm saying, and all that you do.
All right, and then how old are your kids?
I appreciate you, man.
How old are your kids, Brian?
So I got a 13-year-old little boy named Brian, but we call him Tank, and I got twin daughters, Jordan and Jaden, that are 10.
So Brian, Tank should be listening to. It might be great for Tank to listen to Kateel's project. Because
I'm definitely going to put him on to that. Everybody calls him Lil Mosey though, because he looks just like him.
Okay. All right, cool, man. See how we can put his face on the T-shirt. Let's get this money, Brian. But thank you for your call. Let's get it, man. You a citizen. Thanks for your call,
Sway
B.
in the morning.
All right, thanks, y'all.
All right. Before you leave, Kateel, I'm going to let you go. I know it's early out there, but this has been great to have you. I read that you were homeless. You had a bout with homelessness for a second. When I hear you talk about your father and your family and the community that you came in with, it seemed like you had some support. I'm not sure what was the dynamic, but how did you end up being homeless?
Yeah, that was by my own, naivety, thinking that I could just move to L.A. with just $1,000 and really get my stuff off the ground, and not knowing that that's what everybody be trying to do, is go to L.A. and think it's just going to be easy. And it's like, no. First of all, you got to really know somebody. You got to be out there with a purpose, because if you're not and you don't understand a landscape like that, then you could really get lost in the sauce. And I'm just glad that I was able to make it out of it, because I definitely did get lost in the sauce for a while. And being that, just hanging out with the wrong people, being on the wrong streets, not having a place to stay some nights. Because when I say I was homeless, a lot of that was couch hopping and sleeping on floors. But there were literal nights where I was sleeping, sleeping like on concrete, and so it's like throughout that whole period, I'm like, damn, I just came from Seattle where I had a pretty comfortable situation, and I just left because I just was tired of being comfortable. I was like, nah, I feel like there's a greater purpose that I have, and in order to reach that, I got to take a risk. And I didn't expect it to happen the way that it happened, but I wouldn't take anything back now because it grew me up.
When you were sleeping on concrete, were you by yourself? Do you remember what corner it was on? I mean, paint that picture.
Yeah, there was different nights. So there was one night where, luckily, I will say I had a 24-hour fitness membership, which I don't know if a lot of homeless people do. So, my grandma still was helping me with some things. She paid my phone bill and stuff. So my experience with homelessness is definitely like different, and I'm still grateful that I had certain blessings in my life that a lot of people who are homeless don't have. But so there were nights where I would just stay up all night and go and hoop at 24-hour fitness, or sleep in the gym, or just try not to get caught by somebody sweeping through. And I remember there was one night I slept at the one in North Hollywood. I just slept on my ball. And there was another night where I slept like I couldn't get in. I was staying at this one place and I couldn't get in, and they was asleep, and I didn't want to wake them up. So I slept like in their washer and dryer cabinet outside, which was literally on concrete. And there was like another 24-hour fitness. I stayed up all night. So I tried to make sure I wasn't just out, just exposed to the streets or whatever, but and then there were other nights where I stayed up all night just kind of wandering the city. getting my sleep on the subway if I could. Yeah,
Wow.
so a lot of
so
different experiences.
And how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 21.
21. So and I knew you were young, and to have all of these things happen, and look at you now, man. Give this man a round of applause. He's a motivational story right now. Look at you now.
Absolutely.
You done performed at Radio City. The man went from sleeping on concrete to performing at Radio City Music Hall. Give him a round of applause.
Wow. And
He went from faking a gym membership to being on Sway in the morning. Give him a round of applause. Go ahead, Tracy.
And Khalid, you
Just
still had this like abundance mindset when you were homeless, or did that come after?
Oh, yeah. No, I always
Wow.
have. I've always had that belief in something greater, and I started learning that gratitude is real abundance, that the more you're grateful for what you already have, I believe in the law of attraction, so the more that you're grateful for what you already have, you will attract more of it. So I started learning that, and I had to dig deep because luckily my grandma put me onto this concept when I was actually really young. She played me this movie called The Secret, and in that movie they talk about all of that stuff, and they talk about how for, hundreds and thousands of years there's been this, almost hidden knowledge of the power of our minds and how gratitude and simple things, just focusing our minds on what we want, we can manifest these things and really have the life that we want to live. And a lot of people don't want to believe that, but I've seen it work for me. And especially now that I went from that situation to here, and I did it by really just writing in my journal, digging deep and making sure that I feel that gratitude and I feel God's presence. Like, I think that's really, I got to give credit, you know what I'm saying? Because, that's really what's gotten me here. So shout out to the Most High.
Bro. Absolutely, and you being used as an example. You know what I mean? Like, just hearing your story, this is an example. Like, think about how many people, I don't know how many people are homeless listening to Sirius XM. I don't know how you can do that. Unless usually if you're homeless, you might not have a cell phone or you can't afford a subscription unless they got the free hookup.
Right. Hey, but they might though, because we rock with you, Sway. Everybody rocks with you, Sway.
Oh, that's love, man. Come on, give that man another round of applause. I like that. but Kateel, I'm going to say all this stuff to you now, man. But your life is an example of what can be, what is possible. And so there are a lot of people, and that what your grandmother taught you about gratitude is the real abundance and the laws of the universe. What you put in is what you get back. There's a lot of people that needed to hear this today. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that needed to go, wait a minute, this dude was homeless and he was doing this. And now where is he? Keep that in mind, man. Keep that in mind. You're an inspiration. Congratulations to you. Keep that humility, but keep that confidence at the same time. I see you in the studio. You a shark. Make them lyrics, keep them lyrics sharp and make them even sharper. You know what I mean? Those people you grew up idolizing or watched come up, the J. Coles, the Kendricks, and everything, you want them to listen to you and go, ooh, that boy is nice. You want them to do that. So we believe in you here. Give them a big round of applause. Kateel, thank you for being on the show.
Hey, let me ask you something, Sway.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. I know you want to do this in person, but I got some bars ready if you want me to spit them. I got a little instrumental too.
Okay.
You got the instrumental?
Oh, you got it with you.
Come
He
on,
ready.
Man.
I always want to do it.
Let's
Stay
do
ready.
it, man. Hold up. We got a hyena up in here, man. Come on, I have to say that.
This
We got
that in a
any
long
hyena.
time. Check
We
it
got
out.
any of those
Okay.
horns and
I know you want that, but we in a different studio, right? We not in
It's
a
all
studio.
good.
I would be able to give
all
you the
good.
effects, but I'll add them. All right. You ready? You know what
Let's
this
do it.
is. You know what? I know you sitting in L.A. right now. I'm not sure what part of the L.A. you are, but once you call this show, you into the Valley of the Hyenas. Okay?
Yes, sir. That's what I was waiting to hear. Let's go.
There it is.
All right.
That's my man Kateel, Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5. Let it rock.
Yeah, look, okay. Y'all so busy trying to move forward, you don't know who your words are for. Feeling like you killing yourself for everyone else that hurts your core. Search and explore cities, it's iffy that you'll ever find a better rhymer. Selling those CDs, they never purchase yours till you got merchant stores. That's why I'm emerging with urgent force, opening certain doors. I do a show on stage and leave the curtain scorched. I don't sweat it. You whisper where I got a person's towards. But I ain't from Earth, I'm from the surfaces, the burning stars. I know there ain't no life on Mars, on a tour through the universe, and I'm only at the start. You feel a big bang, cause I split atoms apart with the beat of my heart. I'm not a Tom, I'm just smart. You out of time before atomic bombs drop. You out of line if you think you taking my spot. I had to cut ties, they want to be tight. I'm not. If I told you I like you, I lied. But I tried, I'm caught up in my own endeavors. Whenever I got the time, I might blow a little cheddar, or better, I blow your mind. She use her head instead of blowing smoke, she blowing mine. They walking on eggshells, I walk in fields of mine. Sometimes I try to tread lightly if it's the fields of hers. I'm not the type that's likely to leave you to feel the hurt. I'm more likely to feel it for you and even feel it worse. The last bar, come on. That was the last bar.
No, say it. That was the last bar. Say it.
Yeah, no, I said, or even feel it worse. I'm going to steal your heart. If I like you, I might even feel your purse. There it is.
Whoa, man. What'd you think, HB?
I love it, man. I love your energy and your spirit. What a great track, too, for you, for your style to spit to. Congratulations, young man. Keep that energy and those vibes and your just keep all of that with you, your mindset. All you can do is grow at this point if you choose to. So I love your energy, for real.
Back me up, Tracy. We got a hyena up in here.
Hyena!
I need that five fingers one day, Sway.
Yeah,
remember
man,
I said I'm going to need that 5 fingers one day.
Well, you going to, we ain't, at the post-quarantine, we ain't letting no whackness rap on the show, so come with it.
Exactly.
You already made it,
I'm
man.
coming for a classic.
So life is too short for whackness, so come here, we going to make it happen. I had to cut strings. What was that line you said? I had to cut strings. They wanted to be tight.
Oh, yeah.
But
I had to cut ties. I had to cut ties. They want to be tight. I'm not.
Yeah, I got that. I see what you did right there. My man Kateel, big round of applause. I like it, man. Have a great day, bro. Have a great day.
Much love to you guys.
All right, absolutely. We'll see each other soon. Mind over matters.